なんだ?
If there's one trait that is essential for any high school athlete, it will be resilience. At the end of episode 2, Toro and Chihaya turned down the trio's invitation to join Kotesashi Baseball Club. But the trio's not going to let two exceptional players off the hook so easily. Fast forward a day, Toro and Chihaya get a visit from the trio in their classroom. The manga actually goes into Yama and Kei's conversations before they paid that visit. It shows a tweet Kei made at 3 a.m. that reads, "I want to die, Poyo." In case you're wondering, Poyo is a term that was trending around the 2010. It is added to the end of a sentence to sound cute.
昼夜唐揚げに何も言わないでレモンをかけてなえぽよ不満細か昼夜カラオケ歌うときエコーかけすぎでうざぽよいいだろ別に
The tweet got 3 likes, by the way. A lot, if you ask Yama. After stepping out of the classroom to greet the trio, Toro and Chihaya get an invite from Kei to hang out over at his house. But they immediately turn him down. Here's where Haruka's brother once again lends a hand.
これは正気か清峰出ました清峰くんお兄さんの AV コレクション
The two then reluctantly agree to visit Kei's place. The boys are now on their way to Kei's house, and we get to meet Kei's mother, a source of great comedy in the series.
みんなチェリーボーイちゃんなのかしら。おばちゃんそういうの分かっちゃうのよ。驚いた？
Although it is not immediately obvious, she is an incredibly loving mother. As a part of Kei's character description, it mentions him being the only child and was thus overspoiled by his parents, leading him to have an ever-extending rebellious phase. A small detail about Toto: he was wearing his bag like usual when they just arrived, but once he sees Kei's mother, he holds it with his hand. So despite his attitude in front of his peers, Toto is very well-mannered, especially to those older than him. Cut to Kei's room. While Toto and Kei are messing around, Haruka finds Kei's glove under his bed. To which Toto very appropriately comments, "You're hiding this under your bed like it's some erotic magazine." This sends Kei down a spiral of embarrassment. To get back at them, Kei points out that Toto and Chihaya must have also kept their gloves, to which the duo replies, After some rounds of calling each other lame, Haruka pulls out the baseball club registration form. At this point, Kei, Toto, and Chihaya are too defeated by their conversations about their past with baseball to say no. In the manga, Kei and Toto actually each wrote something in the comment section of the form. Kei wrote, "I want to go home," and Toto wrote, "Well, That very night, Toto and Chihaya return home and unleash their baseball gloves. Cut to the practice next day. Kei stays true to what he wrote on the form.
お疲れ様。帰らせてくれメンス。
Haruka, for the third time, mentions,
兄貴が新作を仕入れたらしい。過去最高にドスケベって言ってた。
I am not exaggerating when I say the team is pulled together by porn. On the other hand, Toto and Chihaya are enjoying their first baseball practice in a long time. At some point during practice, the upperclassmen informed the five they got an invite to a practice game, an invite from Teitoku, the best school for baseball in the region. The Kotesashi team is then on their way. Over at Teitoku, their players are also on their way to greet Kotesashi. From their conversation, you can tell they do not think highly of their opponent.
小手差しどこや都立ってはあどういうことヘミフぶっころなんだけど時間が無駄すぎる
It makes sense. Think about this situation from their perspective. Teitoku is the best baseball school in the region, so all of them must have worked insanely hard to be on the team. But now they have to play a practice game with a school they have not heard of, and moreover, that school doesn't seem to be taking the game seriously. I mean, when they meet Kotesashi, the team doesn't even have proper uniforms. This entire affair must be a hit to the pride of Teitoku players, and that is reflected in their greeting. In practice and official games, greetings can actually be used as a way to intimidate the opposing team, a sort of psychological warfare. Whatever the case may be, the greeting successfully frightens Kotesashi. Under such circumstance, the only person who reacts is Yama.
提督は王者。
よろしくお願いします
だからなんだ
His greeting seems to have awakened the battery. Haruka says a simple hi, and Kei pulls his usual attitude. The tension immediately clears. Toto and Chihaya also states their greeting, followed by the upperclassmen. This greeting is one of the first highlights of Yama's character. What he did was an act that defends his team. He knows better than anyone that his baseball skills do not come close to those of Teitoku players. But he believes in his teammate. He believes Kei, Haruka, Todo, and Shihaya have skills on par, if not better than the players at Teitoku. Yama's reaction is to let the opposing team and his own team know that he thinks Kotesashi is just as capable. In Yama's own word, I'm sure you guys will not lose. So no matter what happens, I want you to hold your heads high. Yama is the emotional backbone the team needs. At the baseball field, a familiar face runs to greet the battery, Kokudo. This is the third time we have seen him in the anime. The first time was in episode 1, and the second was in the post-credit of episode 2, where we learn he is the one who requested a practice game with Kotesashi. He seems to have become a fan of the battery after being defeated. As a part of Kokudo's character description, Mikawa wrote he worked very hard to get an acceptance from Teitoku in the hopes he could keep up with Haruka and Kei. However, to his and everyone's shock, neither Haruka nor Kei remembers him. Despite his disappointment, Kokudo quickly adjusts himself and makes it his goal to ensure Haruka and Kei remember his name by the end of this practice game. Unfortunately, not all Teitoku players are as easygoing as Kokudo. Things quickly become chaotic. This is the mess Teitoku coaches walk into. Teitoku has 2 coaches, and one of them will very soon become one of the biggest fans of Kotesashi, Iwasaki Coach. Cut to the baseball field. We are quickly shown the position of each Kotesashi player. As soon as the game starts, Kei is already dreading when it will be over. However, once the Teitoku batter steps into the batter's box and belittles Haruka, Kei instantaneously reacts and gestures 1-5-5. This pitch shocks nearly everyone, including Iwasaki Coach and Kei himself. It may not be immediately apparent in the anime, but the manga makes it evident that Kei made this gesture unintentionally. You did the sign for me to pitch at full force and you caught it. That was just an accident. What am I even doing? I did that without thinking, even though I hate this. I don't even know anymore. Even without his memory, Kaname-kun will for sure not allow anyone to poke fun at Kiyomine-kun's pitching. Also in the manga, Yama made these comments to Haruka before the game started. Kiyomine-kun, let's play it safe today. Your pitches are going to be too difficult to catch for the current Kaname-kun. This is a practice game where losing seems inevitable for us, so let's just try not to get anyone hurt. Therefore, chances are if Kei had not made that hand gesture, it is likely Haruka would have gone along with what Yama said and play it safe the entire game. But now he knows Kei can catch his full power pitch, Haruka has no intention of tuning it down. Despite this being a game where losing seems inevitable for Kotesashi, Haruka has no intention of complying. He believes in himself, believes in Kei, and so believes they'll win the game. That marks the end of episode 3. In this episode, we are introduced to Teitoku, a school that will become an important rival for Kotesashi down the line. Iwasaki Coach is a comedic addition, and Kokudo presents himself as an important threat, especially to the battery. This practice game with Teitoku is Kotesashi's first ever game, so to everyone it is really in the air what the result will turn out to be. The next episode will continue the game, and we will get to see more of each character's play and the ultimate result of the game. Hello, Potato here. Thank you all for making it to the end of this video. I'm just gonna do a quick run through on the baseball gloves each of the main 5 uses. Haruka and Yama used Mizuno, which is a pretty well-known sports brand internationally. I found a relatively close match for Haruka's glove, and it cost about $350 US. Haruka is a younger son from an upper-class family, so his parents are definitely more than willing to spend generously on his baseball gears. Yama's glove looks a little too generic for me to find a good enough match, but you can expect about the same price range as Haruka's glove. Yama's the older son of a middle-class family, and from what I've seen so far, I don't think his younger brothers play any sports. So Yama's family is probably able to afford higher-end baseball gears for Yama. Kei uses Hatakeyama, which is a great brand for catcher's gloves. These two are the closest models that I can find. Both cost about $400 US. Catcher's gloves tend to be on the higher end simply because they need to handle all the catchings that catchers have to do. Kei's family is middle class, but he is a single child who is very spoiled by his parents, so it is reasonable for them to afford a higher end brand. Todo uses high gold, and we actually know the exact model as he mentioned in episode 3, Kokoro Kiwame. These are the closest that I can find, and they both cost about $200 US. The high gold brand is known to give his customers great bang for the buck. Toto is the middle child of a single-parent household. His mother passed away, making his father the sole bread maker in the family. So a more affordable brand like High Gold is perfect for him. Chihaya uses Kubata Slugger,
スラッガー使ってましたけど
which is known to be a pretty high-end brand and arguably the most expensive out of all the brands mentioned. I can't find many models online, but expect the price range to be anywhere between $400 and $600 US. Chihaya is a single child from an upper-class family. We know Chihaya is very particular about what he uses, so it is reasonable for him to splurge on baseball equipment that he finds fit. And that's all the brands for now. I just wanted to do a quick run through on the glove brands because Mikawa clearly spent some time researching and matching each character to a specific brand to reflect their socioeconomic status. Anyways, that's it for now. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!